There was a time when electric motorcycles felt like science projects. They were quick in a straight line, undeniably clever, but often compromised by awkward styling, limited range, and a riding experience that lacked soul. The modern motorcycling world, however, is changing rapidly, and few bikes demonstrate that evolution better than the Zero SR/F. This is not a novelty machine aimed solely at eco-conscious early adopters. The SR/F is a serious performance motorcycle, one designed to tempt riders away from petrol power, not through guilt or ideology, but through outright capability. It is fast, refined, technologically advanced, and surprisingly engaging to ride. Yet the question remains, can an electric naked bike costing premium money genuinely replace a traditional combustion-powered roadster? After spending time with the SR/F, the answer is far more interesting than a simple yes or no. At first glance, the SR/F does not scream electric motorcycle. In fact, that is one of its greatest strengths. Rather than leaning into futuristic excess or concept bike weirdness, Zero has produced something clean, muscular, and modern. The proportions are spot on for a premium street fighter, with a compact front end, aggressive stance, and minimalist bodywork wrapped tightly around the bike's aluminium subframe and battery pack. It looks substantial without feeling bulky. The exposed chassis elements and industrial detailing give the SR/F a premium feel, while the absence of a conventional engine somehow makes the design even cleaner. Riders expecting something cold and appliance-like may be surprised at just how purposeful this motorcycle appears in the metal. Fit and finish are also impressive. Panel gaps are tight, switchgear feels quality, and the bike carries the kind of visual polish you would expect from a premium European manufacturer. That matters, because at this price point the SR/F is competing directly against some exceptionally polished machines. The defining characteristic of the SR/F is its power delivery. Throw a leg over the bike, thumb the starter, and there is no roar, no vibration, no mechanical theatre, just silence. Twist the throttle though, and the experience becomes genuinely startling. Electric torque is immediate, relentless, and addictive. The SR/F produces strong power from the very first millimetre of throttle input, delivering acceleration with an urgency that feels dramatically different from a combustion engine. There is no clutch, no gearbox, and no waiting for revs to build. The bike simply launches forward with seamless force. In urban environments, the SR/F feels devastatingly effective. Filtering through traffic becomes effortless, overtakes require barely a thought, and junction exits happen with near superbike urgency. Even experienced riders may find themselves laughing inside their helmet during the first few hard accelerations. Yet what impresses most is not merely the speed, but the refinement. Some early electric motorcycles delivered their performance with abruptness or inconsistency. The SR/F feels beautifully calibrated. Throttle response is sharp but controlled, and the bike manages its power intelligently enough to remain approachable even for riders unfamiliar with electric machines. It is brutally quick without being intimidating. Performance alone means little if a motorcycle cannot corner properly, and thankfully the SR/F delivers a genuinely capable chassis. The steel trellis frame provides excellent rigidity, while the centrally mounted battery pack helps keep the centre of gravity low. The result is a motorcycle that feels balanced and composed through fast bends, yet still agile enough for city riding. The SR/F changes direction more eagerly than its weight figures might suggest. It is not featherlight, but the mass is carried well, and once moving, the bike feels planted rather than cumbersome. Fast sweepers reveal impressive stability, while tighter roads allow the SR/F to demonstrate surprisingly sharp responses. Suspension quality is another strong point. Higher spec versions equipped with Showa suspension components offer excellent damping control and enough adjustment to suit a variety of riders. The setup strikes a smart balance between comfort and sporting intent. Around town, the ride remains compliant over broken surfaces, while spirited riding reveals enough support to maintain confidence during aggressive cornering. Braking performance is equally impressive. Radially mounted front calipers provide strong stopping power with excellent feel at the lever. Regenerative braking also plays a significant role in the riding experience, especially once the rider becomes accustomed to it. One of the most fascinating aspects of riding the SR/F is adapting to regenerative braking. Shut the throttle and the bike begins harvesting energy back into the battery, creating a deceleration effect similar to engine braking on a conventional motorcycle. Initially, this can feel unusual. Riders accustomed to freewheeling motorcycles may find the deceleration abrupt at first. However, after a few rides, the system becomes second nature and eventually highly intuitive. In many situations, especially urban riding, you can manage speed almost entirely through throttle control. Roll on to accelerate, roll off to slow down. It creates a uniquely fluid riding style that feels both futuristic and strangely satisfying. Zero allows riders to customize regenerative braking settings through the bike's software interface, which is a welcome touch. Some riders will prefer aggressive regen for maximum efficiency, while others may opt for a more traditional coasting feel. Thank you for watching so far. 86% of viewers aren't subscribed if you like the content. Please subscribe, or better still, sign up to our channel membership. Join our YouTube membership and save. Get 2 digital issues of modern classic motorcycle news per month for free. Join by clicking above or the link in the description.
Become one of our YouTube members and save. For a £5 monthly membership fee, get 2 digital issues of Modern Classic Motorcycle News magazine for the price of 1 per month.
The SR/F is one of the most technologically ambitious motorcycles currently on sale. It comes packed with rider aids, connectivity features, and customizable riding modes that place it firmly in premium territory. A full-color TFT dashboard provides clear information and modern graphics, while Bluetooth connectivity allows riders to interact with the bike through Zero's smartphone app. Through the app, riders can monitor charging status, customize ride modes, adjust torque delivery, alter regenerative braking levels, and even receive remote notifications. The Bosch-developed stability control system adds another layer of sophistication. Cornering ABS and traction control work discreetly in the background, helping maintain composure without interfering unnecessarily with the riding experience. Multiple riding modes also dramatically alter the bike's personality. Eco mode softens throttle response and maximizes efficiency, while Sport mode unleashes the SRF's full performance potential. Custom modes allow riders to tailor the experience precisely to their preferences. This level of adjustability gives the SR/F genuine depth. It can behave like a calm commuter one moment and a brutally fast naked bike the next. For all its strengths, the SRF cannot entirely escape the realities of electric motorcycling in 2026. Range remains the biggest consideration. In city riding, the SR/F performs impressively. Urban commuting can deliver very respectable mileage, thanks to regenerative braking and lower sustained speeds. Riders using the bike primarily for commuting or short recreational journeys may rarely encounter problems. The challenge appears during sustained motorway riding. Higher speeds drain the battery significantly faster, and spirited riding naturally reduces overall range further. Riders accustomed to covering huge distances in a single day will need to rethink how they travel. Charging infrastructure has improved enormously across the UK and Europe, but it is still inconsistent compared to the convenience of fuel stations. Fast charging capability helps mitigate the issue, yet longer touring journeys require more planning than a conventional motorcycle. For some riders, this will be entirely acceptable, For others, particularly long-distance tourers, it may remain a deal-breaker. The reality is that the SR/F works best when ridden within its strengths. As a premium urban roadster and weekend performance bike, it excels. As a cross-continental mile muncher, it still faces limitations. Perhaps the most interesting aspect of the SR/F is the emotional debate it creates. Motorcycles have always been deeply sensory machines. Riders often form emotional attachments to exhaust notes, engine character, vibrations, gear changes, and mechanical drama. The SR/F removes many of those traditional ingredients, and yet it replaces them with something genuinely compelling. The silence transforms the riding experience in unexpected ways. You become more aware of wind noise, tyre feedback, and the surrounding environment. Acceleration feels almost surreal because it arrives without the auditory build-up riders instinctively expect. Rather than feeling sterile, the SR/F often feels futuristic and strangely immersive. It offers a different type of excitement, one based on immediacy, smoothness, and precision, rather than noise and combustion. Will it satisfy every traditional motorcyclist? Probably not. Riders who live for the thunder of a V-twin or the scream of an inline-4 may never fully embrace electric power, but dismissing the SR/F as soulless would be a mistake. It possesses its own character and in many ways represents an entirely new category of riding experience. Running costs are another significant advantage. Electricity is substantially cheaper than petrol, servicing requirements are dramatically reduced, and the absence of oil changes, valves, clutches, and traditional drivetrain maintenance simplifies ownership considerably. The belt drive system also contributes to the bike's clean and quiet operation while reducing maintenance further. However, insurance costs and initial purchase price remain relatively high. Battery longevity is naturally another concern for potential buyers, although Zero has made considerable progress in battery durability and warranty support. Residual values for electric motorcycles are still evolving, making long-term depreciation harder to predict than with established petrol models. The Zero's R/F is one of the most convincing electric motorcycles yet produced. It is fast, beautifully engineered, technologically sophisticated, and genuinely enjoyable to ride. More importantly, it succeeds as a motorcycle first and an electric vehicle second. That distinction matters enormously. From afar, you wouldn't guess it was an electric naked bike. This bike would convince me to switch to electric. My only gripe is the lack of noise. I don't think it would take much to add sound, maybe through a Bluetooth speaker, just something to warn pedestrians who aren't aware of their surroundings. The SR/F proves that electric motorcycles no longer need to be compromised curiosities. They can be thrilling, practical, premium machines capable of delivering real excitement on the road. Yes, limitations remain. Range and charging infrastructure continue to shape the ownership experience, particularly for long-distance riders. The purchase price is substantial, and some traditionalists may still miss the emotional soundtrack of combustion power, but none of those issues diminish the SRF's significance. This is not merely a glimpse of the future, it is a fully realised modern performance motorcycle that happens to run on electricity. And after riding it, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The future of motorcycling may arrive far sooner than many enthusiasts expected. Thank you for watching so far. 86% of viewers aren't subscribed. If you like the content, please subscribe, or better still, sign up to our channel membership. Join our YouTube membership and save. Get 2 digital issues of modern classic motorcycle news per month for free. Join by clicking above or the link in the description.
Become one of our YouTube members and save. For a £5 monthly membership fee, get 2 digital issues of Modern Classic, motorcycle news magazine for the price of 1 per month.